Yet another new contender for Josh Strang busted out at our last race as Thad Duvall jumped out to the early lead, leaving Strang charging from behind. Eventually, the series points leader would overwhelm Duvall and take his 4th straight win, while the kid backed it down to finish 2nd. Can anyone end this win streak?
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. All I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Let's bust the heavy equipment out here for Racer TV and the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Jason Wygant, your host of this, the Cherubies, Loretta Lynn's GNCC at the legendary Loretta Lynn Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Now, Loretta has greeted us with torrential rain all weekend. The sun has come out now, but you can see the amateur riders that are already on the track are completely covered. Let's see how this affects the race. Let's go to the pits for Krista Shaw.
All right, we're here with round 4's 3rd place finisher, Paul Whibley. Paul, you haven't quite got your first win yet for the year. Do you think you're getting the kinks worked out?
Yeah, definitely. The bike's getting a lot better, and I'm getting more happy with the bike and more comfortable. So I'm looking forward to that first win pretty soon.
All right, you guys are preparing your bikes a little bit for the weather that happened yesterday. How do you think you'll fare with the mud today?
I prefer the mud. I'm happy it rained. This is not my favourite place when it's dry and dusty and hard pack. I much prefer it when it's a little wetter, so I'm looking forward to the race today.
All right, well, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we're here with round 4's 2nd place finisher, Thad Duvall. Thad, you got your first podium finish in quite a while, and I heard that last weekend you actually got your first OMA win. You've got to be feeling pretty confident going into the race today.
Yeah, I definitely got some confidence coming in today's race. I got 2nd in South Carolina and turned around and won the OMA, and I'm proving myself that I can be up and runner, and today is going to be pretty muddy, and just kind of keep my head on and stay on 2 wheels.
Well, that has been the key for Duvall. He has to keep it on 2 wheels. He's always been fast, and maybe one of those riders can knock off this man, Josh Strang, on the number 2. He has been unstoppable. Whibley's your defending series champ. Corey Buttrick has been strong this year as a rookie. Don't forget about guys like Nathan Canny, Charlie Mullins. There have been many challengers, but so far in 4 rounds, no one has been able to upend the number 2 FMF Makita Suzuki rider. So will today be the day the streak comes to an end? Let's get down to the start and find out. Rumbling off the line they go. It looks like it's going to be Buttrick. No! Nice job at the inside. Whibley found traction. He said he liked these muddy conditions, and he takes the lead. No, here comes Buttrick right back. One of the veterans battling one of the rookies. Whibley still able to maintain the lead, and Charlie Mullins on the number 3 on the Obermeyer Yamaha is up to 3rd, and look at how muddy it is down in the lowlands. This is the campground here at the ranch, and that place has taken on a lot of water through the years. It seems like every other year we are here, we have a mud race, and look how treacherous it is. With a bad start, you are catching a lot of mud in the face, and I think I just saw Josh Strang go by in about 15th place, so it's going to be tough on him. So Whibley leads, Mullins now up to 2nd, Buttrick in 3rd. I believe that's Chris Bach in 4th and maybe Duvall in 5th, but man, it's just a guessing game right now. These bikes are already covered. And let's go back to the starting line for our XC2 class. These are the young kids in the 250s, and UKJT on the Monster Andrews Yamaha controls it. He's got himself a whole shot. And the rest of these guys bouncing around, trying to find lines. Stuart Baylor on the outside gets nailed by the roost off of UKJT, and now Scott Watkins goes down. It's quite a quick recovery by him, but he's going to lose some spots. So it's Thomas and the rest of the field chasing after him. Again, very tough to figure out who is who at this point. And the defending XC2 champ, Caleb Russell, where is he? This track is rough. There goes Russell by at about the number 5 spot. Back to our XC1 riders. Whibley leading Mullins. Where did Mullins find that line? And Buttrick followed him. Bad move. He's gotten passed by the rookie Bach. Then you got Canny, Strang, Duvall, Barry Hawk, all coming through. So most of the contenders are up front early. Here the XC2 riders taking the smart line. They're further to the inside. That's Watkins up to 2nd after that brief tip over in turn 2. Very impressive. Whitley still leading Mullins, Buttrick, Bach, Canny, Strang, Duval, Hawk. So they no change in the running order. But the Yamaha boy is going to try to run with this right now. Bach now up to third. Canny up to fourth. Strang fifth. So Buttrick has dropped back a couple of positions. It's very tricky early in these races. They all want to go for it. When you make one mistake when the pack is this close early on in a 3-hour race, you lose a lot of track position. UKJT continues to lead Watkins. Looks like Russell has climbed to the number 3 spot. Jesse Robinson in 4th. Back to the XC1. Still, Mullins chasing after Whibley. Whibley said he needed that start. He got the MotorcycleUSA.com whole shot. $250 for him. These guys all chasing it. Look how clean Whibley's bike is compared to everyone else who's taking on all this roost. You can see back in the forest here where we've got some elevation changes, it's not nearly as muddy. The water can actually drain off those hillsides. It's in those field sections, like at the start, the water sits there. In fact, there's a creek that runs through this facility as Duval had some smoke coming from his bike. And yeah, here we are back into the lowlands. There's a creek nearby, and often that will even overflow and flood this place. These guys better hope it doesn't rain again. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Something for everyone on a Can-Am GNCC weekend. We'll bring out utility quads and race them on Saturday mornings, even utility machines. So if you've got something that you're using on the ranch or the farm at home, come on, bring it out and race it with us. We also run youth ATVs at 8 a.m. on Saturdays, our pro ATV riders at 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and then we reverse that all and run it again on Sunday for the bikes. Youth at 8, amateurs at 10, and our pro riders at 1 o'clock. So whether you've got a 2-wheeler or a 4-wheeler, either you're amateur, a pro, a kid, or an adult, come join us at one of the upcoming rounds of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Tour. And these are the best in the world on 2 wheels, battling it out. Looks like Josh Strang has moved to 2nd in front of Charlie Mullins and behind Paul Whibley. Then you got Bach and Canny. Bach and Canny, they have shown the speed all year. We've seen Buttrick going through next, and then I believe that's Duval. But anyway, those 2 kids have had the speed. Let's see if they can finally deliver it, maybe even get an overall win. In XC2, Russell has moved to 2nd behind Jason Thomas. Uh-oh, looks like we have a new leader, and it's Josh Strang over Charlie Mullins. And we're waiting for Whibley, and it's Bach, Canny. So what happened to Paul Whibley here at Loretta Lynn Ranch? I don't think Josh Strang is going to ask questions until this race is over. He wants to win 5 straight. Now it's up to Mullins and Bach to try to run with him. You have Canny there as well. And the report is, as we watch Corey Buttrick come through next, the report is that Whibley actually hit a tree. Here he is, and he has dropped way back. So from first to a lot worse than that for Wibbs, and that's the way his season is gone. So now it is Strang leading Mullins. Bach still in 3rd, and Bach is a rookie in this class, followed by Canny. Bach has said time and time again, that's what he wants to do, just follow the front runners and learn as much as possible. Let them tow you to the front, and that's exactly what he's doing. Here he is in 3rd. Mullins and Strang have won a lot of these races. And don't forget Nate Canny, he has had some bad luck this year, but he's definitely been fast. And these guys are not happy about Josh Strang winning the first 4 rounds. And here we go. Strang into the pits for the first time. Now, normally there's a big tent here under the pits, but they're afraid of some storms coming in. So they've taken the tent down. They're running lean and mean in the Suzuki pit. They fuel the bike up. He goes past Bach. And I'm not sure. I don't think Mullins pitted, so Mullins should be in the lead. Yes, he is. So Charlie Mullins on the Obermeyer and Pro Yamaha is now the leader, and Canny didn't pit either. So Canny's up to 2nd, and the riders that did pit, such as Strang, are going to have to make up some ground. So let's see what Mullins can do with the lead. Can he put the hammer down and build up a big enough gap so when he pits the next time around, Strang can't get back by him. Oh, but Strang is pushing the pace on his Suzuki and going back after Canny. And there's Bach just hanging around like he likes to do. A young kid out of Indiana doing a spectacular job in his rookie season. How about Mullins? We thought he was going to win the season opener in Florida. Had a huge lead. There was basically a lake that the riders were hydroplaning across, and at one point Mullins sucked a little water into the engine. That slowed him up, and it has been that type of a season for him. Strang has had everything rolling his way. Guys like Whibley and Canny and Mullins have been fast at times. They have not had the right luck, but hey, when you're racing in these conditions, those types of things are going to happen. Here you see the Suzuki guys cheering Strang on. They wanted to just get in striking distance of Mullins when they get toward the pits, and that's where we're headed, back to the lowlands. You can tell that as soon as you see the standing water. So, is today the day the win streak comes to an end, or is Strang just setting these guys up? Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. It's all changed up again here. Josh Strang has taken the lead at this at Cherubi's Loretta Lynn GNCC here at Loretta Lynn Ranch. Charlie Mullins in second and putting the hammer down. He's got to try to get Strang back. Now the KTM riders come through next. Canny in third, and we're waiting on Bach. There he is at the right side of the screen, and they're in two-lap traffic now, so that might have slowed up Mullins as well, but he lost the lead because he had to pit. But look, starting to mount a comeback. Mullins within striking distance of his old Suzuki teammate. Budget cuts left Suzuki with only room for one rider this year. They selected Strang. He finished second in the Tour last season, whereas Mullins finished third, so they went with Strang. Strang would like nothing more than to beat his old team and his old teammate rather, and end the win streak. So Charlie is really on the charge today. Then Canny and Bach, and a nice juxtaposition, if you will, between these two guys. Canny's been around a few years now. It's his third year on the factory team, and the rookie Bach is getting some support from KTM. He is on the RPM racing team, so those guys are friends off the track, but they definitely will fight for that final podium spot. You know, the factory squad wants to see Canny beat the semi-factory, or basically privateer effort of Bach. They're very close on the track right now. And the field is really strung out. Whibley is pretty much out of contention in this one. He's still circulating, but he was back outside the top 10 after clipping a tree early, and now we hear he had to stop at the pits for some clutch adjustments. So it might be down to these two, Mullins and Strang. Mullins just hanging out back there as we see Canny and Bach still battling third and fourth. Now in the past, Mullins likes to get out front of these races and try to check out Charlie. And then late in the race, he seems to get overwhelmed by the other riders who decided to wait. So now Mullins is the one waiting. Will he be able to mount a challenge to Strang later in the game? We'll find out. But now it's time for the Rocky Mountain Spotlight. Today we're talking Duro tires. First, the intermediate terrain tire, which features new technology casing braces that give flexibility and plant the tire without dropping the stiffness of the tread block. This allows the tire to flex, yet keep the appropriate amount of rigidity for the perfect balance of handling and propulsion. The improved grip and traction adapts to the high power and torque of the current four-stroke machines. Then we have the soft terrain tire, which has a new high-tech design for a broad range of soft and intermediate terrain applications. It provides improved traction, enhanced stability, and increased braking power. These are top quality performance tires for less. Each tire retails for $52.99 for the rear and $43.99 for fronts. They're available in 21-inch front and 19-inch rear sizes. That's it for this week's Rocky Mountain Spotlight. Get yourself a set of Duro tires. Charlie Mullins, he's found some traction today. He's back into the lead on Josh Strang. And Strang must have made an error because he's not only lost the lead, he's lost a significant amount of ground. So we were wondering if Mullins was revising his race strategy. I think he has, and I think it's paid off. So now he's the one that's going to run with the pressure, but plenty of time left in this race for Strang to try to track him down. And I have to say, in the past we've seen these two matched up like this, and Strang has been the stronger man down the stretch. Nate Canny still in third, Chris Bach still in fourth, and they are praying for a mistake from those two. They are about 30 seconds down. One error from either one of these two. You saw how much ground Strang lost with his mistake. If he makes another one, he'll fall right into the clutches of those guys. And they're dealing with lap traffic. This is traditionally one of the biggest races of the year. A lot of amateur riders out here. They're racing in their own class. They're not going to just pull over and let these guys through, so that could shake up the order as well. Now back into the pits we go. I don't think Mullins stopped still that last time around, so he's probably going to have to pit again. Yeah, there he is on the right side of the screen. So Strang has got the lead back, and the Suzuki folks are happy. But look, Mullins out quickly. He's going to try to chase him down. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Well, the man from Australia, Josh Strang, has won the first 4 rounds of the tournament. Here comes Charlie Mullins. He wants to end it today at Loretta Lynn Ranch. Jason Wygant giving you the call for Racer TV in the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Nate Canny goes by in third. Here's the 4th place man, Chris Bach. And we'll go back to the leaders. Strang being held up by lap traffic. That rider wisely just decides to stop and let these guys go by. It'd be like being tackled by a defensive lineman, just getting plowed over if you try to get in these guys' way, especially with a race win on the line. Here comes Canny in third. He has pulled away a bit from Bach. And Caleb Russell now into the lead in XC2. Haven't checked in with these guys in a while. And he's got, the Geico Kawasaki man, Scott Watkins, still in the hunt in second. Now you see the Yamaha team cheering Mullins on. He is right behind Strang. Oh, they are winding those 450s out now. This is going to be a race. And look at Canny trying to put the hammer down and get back up with them. These guys are definitely going faster than they were earlier, charging these corners like motocrossers. Mullins is determined today. The hot rod is riding a hot rod. And Canny still in third. If these two guys pressure each other into mistakes, Strang and Mullins, Canny will be right there. So we're getting down to the waning stages. Look, white flag is out. Strang looking for his 5th in a row. Mullins doesn't want to let it happen. Back out of the pit area they go for the last time. The tanks are full. They don't need to stop. Oh, this is a war. Mullins is in it to win it. This is going to be exciting here in this last lap, and that's how GNCC racing is supposed to be. This is a marathon, not a sprint. They all kind of lay in wait. Oh, Mullins has already taken the lead. Wow, it's a turn of events, and look at the distance between himself and Strang. Strang must have made a mistake. Mullins has taken advantage and is trying to get away here in the final lap. As I was saying, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You fight all day to get yourself in position to do what Mullins did, and that's get the lead and then put on that big kick to the finish. Strang struggling on that uphill. He might not have enough time, especially the way Mullins is riding. Look at this, letting it all hang out. He doesn't know how big of a lead he has, so he's just going to keep it pinned all the way to the finish. And the fitness, there is no question that Mullins is strong this year, but we also know there's no doubt of Strang's fitness down the stretch. Here we go. Through the final couple of corners, and it is not over. Strang has really closed the gap. There's not much time left in this race. Mullins getting a cheer from his dad on the side of the track. Time's up, and the win streak is up as well. Charlie Mullins wins at Loretta Lynn's. And Strang gonna roll across, disappointed in second. He's still got a nice points lead, but the win streak is over. And here's Nate Canny going to take a solid third for the FMF KTM folks. Let's go to Krista in victory lane.
All right, Nate, you got your first podium finish for the year. Tell us how it went.
It was good. I mean, I got a kind of mediocre start, and I slowly worked up through the pack. I didn't move up very fast, but soon enough, I found myself in third with Strang and Mullins, and next thing I know, I was in second with just behind Mullins, and I guess that didn't last long. I made a mistake and ended up behind him, and I sort of just rode by myself the whole day in third, and at some points I could see Strang and Mullins in front of me, and sometimes I could see Chris Bach behind me, but it was a lonely day.
Here are the results. Yes, the KTM guys come in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and a tough day for Whibley, who ends up in 8th. More bad luck for the series champ. Let's go to Strang.
All right, Josh, unfortunately you weren't able to grab the win today. Tell us a little bit how your race went today.
It didn't go so good. I got a pretty bad start, and with the first little section being real sloppy and muddy, it was hard to get some roost, and then I made some passes, and I think I was in 4th going into the second lap. So then got to the front, and Charlie and I were riding together. So it was an okay race. I didn't feel real good, but Charlie rode good, and my main goal this year is to win the championship. So get one less number on my bike, and that's what I did today. I had a good race and got up on the podium and got some good points.
And Caleb Russell holds on to win the XC2 class over Watkins and Robinson. Let's talk to our new overall winner, Charlie Mullins.
All right, Charlie, you've got to be pretty excited. It's your first win for 2010. Tell us how it went.
It was good. I got a good start, stayed up front, and followed Josh a few laps, and just had a different line than him on last lap, and just kind of put my head down and charge. Felt good. I got a little tired around the 4th lap, but I was able to get my second win, and it feels good to get the first win of the year. I've been working really hard, so there's no words right now. I'm pretty happy.
All right, thanks, Krista. Let's give you the recap of how it broke down today. Paul Whibley will outduel Corey Buttrick for the MotorcycleUSA.com whole shot. Mullins, Bach, Canny all up front early, but not Josh Strang. He had some work cut out for him as he worked his way all the way to the front of the pack after a bad start. Then Mullins would get the lead back when Strang hit the pits. Strang would have to mount a come-from-behind charge again. He was behind Nate Canny. But the man that has won the first 4 rounds of this tour would not give up, and he would eventually retake the lead. But this time someone could hang with him, and that was Mullins. And we went down to the last lap with the duo duking it out for the victory. Mullins had been saving a line for the last lap, and when he used it, he got the lead, put the hammer down, and pulled away. And with that, the win streak of Josh Strang ends. Now we're left to wonder, can Mullins mount a comeback in the series standings as well? Keep watching each week. For Krista Shaw, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for joining us.